Hey guys, this video is going to be another update on these 3D printed shoulder stocks that I've made. In my last video, I put out a feeler for how many people would be interested in these, and I got a pretty strong response, so I made hopefully enough for everybody. And so I'll put in the description below how you can get a hold of me and how you can get one of these guys. And the reason I took a little bit was because I want to make a bunch of black ones. Like you can see, this one fits on there. Each one's been test fitted, and it's a pretty snug fit. I've removed all the support. I've checked for blemishes. So this one right here has a small blemish there. I don't think I'll ship this one out. And I was also waiting on some hardware. So to affix this to here, it doesn't just slide on. It's pretty good. It's a decent fit. So it doesn't spin freely or anything, but the back of this tube, the aluminum tube, is threaded, and so this is the screw that you'd use to secure that in there. So I've sourced a bunch of those. So you can attach this to this, and then when you put this to here, it'll be a little bit different from most setups, where the most common setup now these days is using a carbide tube with the end plate. But when you use this guy and you thread him in, it will stop on its own, and you can use a little bit of blue or purple Loctite there, and it stops in the perfect position to hold that detent. But by doing that, you no longer have the ability to use the end plate here to hold that detent in place, the spring and the detent. So if you have one of the fancier receivers, that hole will be tapped for you, and it's almost always tapped 440. And so I've included this set screw, which I just dropped again. It's a tiny set screw, and it will go right in there and hold your detent in there for you. And if you don't have it tapped, then I'll put a link in the description below. You can get the tap on Amazon for $5. So this is a pretty good modification for almost any receiver, because even if you're running the end plate, if you ever want to change that out, it's kind of tricky to catch the detent. It's going to come flying across your room, and maybe you should get a chronograph on that to see how fast you lose it. So anyways, let me get a close-up so you can kind of see what you're getting. There we go. I think that's as close as it focuses. So these prints are pretty decent. There's very few blemishes, very few little boogers on them. And you can see the top coat where you can see the different layers. Okay, back to there. So yeah, and this last piece is a delrin spacer. So if you have a carbine setup with the shorter tube, and you've got the spring and the buffer, which will not work in this, and you really want to keep it, then I can make one of these guys for you. You drop it in there, and it becomes an adapter basically. Otherwise, if you will have to purchase this if you don't have one already, and if you've been doing a new build, then get the rifle spring and the rifle buffer, and it'll drop right in. You cannot run the carbine spring, the carbine buffer in here, because it will allow the well, you won't have the right spring pressure, but then also it will allow the what's called bolt carrier group to go back too far. So there's a gas key up in there, and it will strike right there, and you're gonna have a bad day. So don't do that. So anyways, look in the description below. I've got a bunch of these, more than what I have pictured here. Tell me what color you want. These are all natural. By natural, I mean the color of the filament. So there's black, there's dark gray, and light gray available. And the natural black is a little bit glossy. If you want black, then you can either go with this, or you can pick any color. And what I prefer to do is spray it with Plasti Dip. It gives you a rubberized coating and gives you more matte finish. So anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.